Upbeat, playful music starts and fades into the background. Hey cat moms and cat dads! You ever watch your cat meticulously push your favourite mug off the table? Make direct, unblinking eye contact and then act like they did you a favour. Do you think they're evil geniuses? Or did you accidentally get a defective model that needs a software update? Well, the truth is way simpler and honestly much funnier. Your cat might just be bored out of its tiny fluffy mind. That chaos? That's not malice. It's a desperate, furry cry for entertainment. And today, we're going to decode the secret language of bored cats and give you 5 foolproof ways to become their favourite court jester again. Before we start, drop your chaotic cat's name in the comments below. Let's see which furry criminal is ruling our comments section today. First, a quick dive into the feline brain. Remember, inside every fluffy loaf of bread, sleeping on your laptop is the soul of a stone-cold predator, a tiny, adorable tiger. Their wild ancestors spent their days hunting, stalking, defending territory, and basically being the coolest creatures in the neighbourhood. Your apartment, as comfy as it is with its endless supply of soft blankets and free food, can sometimes feel like a cushy, minimum security prison for a creature with the instincts of a highly trained ninja assassin. They're hardwired for action. When they don't get that stimulation, they have to invent their own fun. And unfortunately for your favourite pair of curtains, their idea of fun can get a little destructive. So, let's look at the evidence. Sign number 1, the compulsive barber. Is your cat grooming? A lot? Like an uncomfortable amount? We're not talking about the usual post-nap freshen up. We're talking about relentless licking, chewing and pulling at their fur, sometimes until there are bald patches. It looks like they're trying to achieve a level of aerodynamic sleekness previously unknown to science. While this can definitely be a sign of a medical issue, like allergies or fleas, so always check with your vet first, it's also a classic sign of boredom and anxiety in cats. It's the feline equivalent of a stressed-out human pacing back and forth or biting their nails. It's a self-soothing behaviour. They have all this pent-up mental energy with nowhere to go, so they channel it into the one activity they can control. Grooming? It gives their brain something to focus on, even if it's a destructive focus. So if your cat is looking a little patchy, they might not be making a weird fashion statement. They might be screaming for something to do with their brilliant little mind. Let's dig a little deeper into this whole over-grooming thing. Think about it this way. Your cat's brain is a powerful supercomputer designed for complex calculations like what's the optimal trajectory to leap from the couch to the bookshelf? Or how can I trip the human at the top of the stairs for maximum effect? When that supercomputer doesn't have any problems to solve, it starts to glitch. The grooming becomes a repetitive, almost robotic action that releases calming endorphins in their brain. It's a short-term fix for a long-term problem of understimulation. It's a coping mechanism. If you see this, don't just think of it as a weird quirk. See it as a signpost. Your cat is telling you, hey, big clumsy butler person, my brain is turning to mush in here. I need a challenge, a quest, or at the very least, a shiny thing on a string to attack. It's a silent signal that their environment has become too predictable and they need you to shake things up. Sign number 2, and this one's a classic, the destroyer of worlds. You come home from work to find your toilet paper roll looks like it exploded. Your couch has new, artisanal claw marks that you definitely didn't order. Your houseplants look like they lost a fight with a tiny lawnmower. Congratulations, you don't have a bad cat. You have a bored cat. This isn't vandalism. It's a desperate attempt at environmental enrichment. From their perspective, that boring stationary couch corner is just begging to be a scratching post. That perfectly still roll of toilet paper is a worthy opponent that must be unravelled and defeated. They aren't trying to wreck your stuff to spite you. They are simply following their deepest, most primal instincts to scratch, shred, and manipulate their environment. It feels good. It stretches their muscles, marks their territory, and most importantly, it's something to do. When you don't provide them with enough legal outlets for this behaviour, they will create their own. So why this destructive urge? It's written in their DNA. In the wild, scratching is essential. It keeps their claws sharp for hunting and climbing. It's a form of exercise, and it leaves behind visual and scent markers that say, "This is my territory. Back off." Your cat isn't thinking, "Ah, this is a $3,000 Italian leather sofa." They're thinking, "This is a fantastic sturdy tree in the middle of my living room kingdom, and I shall claim it." The same goes for shredding. They are natural-born hunters, and the act of tearing something apart mimics the final stages of a successful hunt. It's incredibly satisfying for them. So, when they turn your Amazon package into confetti, they're not being naughty, they are being a cat. The problem isn't their behaviour, it's the lack of appropriate targets for that behaviour. They are an artist without a canvas, a musician without an instrument. And they've decided your entire apartment is their new experimental art project. Sign number 3, the bottomless pit. Does your cat beg for food constantly? Do they lead you to their bowl, meow pitifully like they haven't eaten in weeks, even though you just fed them an hour ago? This is the behaviour cat parents often mistake for genuine hunger, leading to overfeeding and chubby kitties. But very often, it's just another symptom more of boredom. Think about it. What's the most exciting thing that happens in your cat's day? For many indoor cats, it's mealtime. The sound of the bag crinkling, the smell of the food, the ritual of you preparing it. It's a major event, so when they're bored, they try to trigger that event as often as possible. They're not necessarily hungry for food, they're hungry for something to happen. It's the same reason we humans wander to the fridge and stare inside when we're bored at home. We're not always hungry, we're just looking for a distraction. Your cat has just figured out that meowing at the food bowl is the most reliable way to get your attention and start a little action. And this boredom eating can have serious consequences. Feline obesity is a huge problem and can lead to a ton of health issues like diabetes, arthritis, and heart problems. It's a slippery slope. You think, "Oh, he's so cute when he begs. Just one more little treat won't hurt." But that cycle of, "I'm bored, I beg, I get food, I get a temporary thrill" can quickly become a dangerous habit. It's a feedback loop that reinforces the idea that pestering you is the best way to get a reward. This is where you, the smarter, less furry member of the household, have to intervene. It's crucial to recognise the difference between a hungry meow and a "please entertain me, for I am a bored little prince" meow. Don't let their adorable, manipulative little faces trick you into compromising their health. Instead of reaching for the treat bag, it's time to reach for a toy and redirect that energy into something much healthier and more fun for both of you. Sign number 4, the neighbourhood bully. Do you have more than one pet? Is your cat suddenly starting fights, ambushing the dog, or chasing your other, more peaceful cat all over the house? If you've ruled out any new stressors or health issues, you might just have a bully born of boredom. Think of it like a bored older sibling who resorts to poking their little brother just to get a reaction. They have all this pent-up play and predatory energy, and with no mice to hunt, the dog's wagging tail or the other cat's fluffy butt suddenly looks like the most interesting target in the world. They're not trying to be mean necessarily. They're trying to initiate play the only way they know how, and their play can look an awful lot like harassment to us. They're screaming, "Play with me!" but it comes out as a surprise pounce from behind the couch. It's a classic case of redirected aggression. When a cat can't act on its instincts with an appropriate target, it finds an inappropriate one. This can really disrupt the social harmony in your home. It creates stress for all your pets and can even lead to fights and injuries. It's your job as the house manager to provide a better outlet for that energy. This behaviour is a massive red flag that your cat's predatory drive isn't being met. They need to stalk, chase, and pounce. It's as fundamental to their well-being as eating and sleeping. If they don't get a chance to hunt a feather wand, they will hunt their housemates. It's like a star athlete with no game to play. they'll start getting restless and causing trouble in the locker room. So when you see your cat starting drama, don't just scold them. See it as a signal. They're telling you they need a job to do. They need a mission, and you're the one who has to provide it. And now for our fifth and final sign, which is the sneakiest of all, the zombie cat. This is the opposite of the destroyer. This cat doesn't do anything. They just sleep and sleep. And then, for a change of pace, they take a nap. We all know cats sleep a lot, like 15 to 20 hours a day. But there's a difference between a cat who is content and relaxed and a cat who has simply given up. A bored, understimulated cat can become apathetic and lethargic. They might lose interest in things they used to enjoy, like playing or looking out the window. They just exist. This is one of the most overlooked signs of boredom because, let's be honest, a quiet, sleepy cat is a lot easier to live with than one who is swinging from the chandeliers. We might mistake this lethargy for them being a good or easy cat, when in reality it can be a sign of feline depression and chronic boredom. This zombie state is a form of learned helplessness. The cat has learned that nothing they do makes their environment more interesting, so they just check out. Their world is so predictable and unchanging that their brain basically goes into low-power mode. This is a truly sad state for such an intelligent and curious creature. They should be alert, inquisitive, and ready to engage with the world, even if it's just batting at a dust bunny. So, pay close attention to the quality of your cat's waking hours. Are they engaged and curious when they are awake? Do they still have that little spark of mischief in their eyes? Or do they just move from one sleeping spot to another? Don't let a quiet cat fool you. They might be the ones who need your help the most. Now that we know the signs, let's talk about the fun part, how to fix it. Solution number 1, be the prey. I'm talking about interactive playtime. And no, I don't mean just half-heartedly dangling a string while you scroll through your phone. You need to get into it. You need to become an actor. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to operate that feather wand or toy mouse like it's a real, terrified creature. Make it scurry away, hide behind furniture, twitch, and then make a mad dash across the room. This taps directly into your cat's predatory sequence: stalk, chase, pounce, kill. A laser pointer can be fun for the chase, but it can also be frustrating because they can never catch the dot. If you use one, always end the session by landing the dot on a physical treat they can eat, giving them the satisfaction of a successful kill. Aim for at least 2 15-minute play sessions every day. It's a fantastic way to burn off their energy, build their confidence, and strengthen your bond. Let's get into the specifics of being a good prey actor. Most people just wave a wand toy around in the cat's face. To a cat, this isn't a mouse. It's just a weird, annoying feather monster. Prey doesn't run towards the predator. Real prey is elusive. So, make the toy act like prey. Have it disappear around a corner. Let it rustle under a blanket. Let your cat stalk it for a minute before it makes a break for it. The anticipation is a huge part of the fun for them. Let them have successful catches frequently to build their confidence, but also make them work for it a little. And at the end of the play session, let them have one final, satisfying pounce and kill. Let them chew on the toy for a bit. Then follow up with a small, high-value treat. This completes the natural hunting cycle in their brain and leaves them feeling accomplished and content, instead of frustrated and amped up. You'll know you did a good job when they're done playing and immediately go groom themselves and find a spot for a nap. Solution number 2, make them work for their food. This is a game changer. Instead of just dumping food in a bowl, use a food puzzle or a puzzle feeder. This turns mealtime from a 30-second scarf fest into a stimulating and engaging challenge. It forces them to use their brains and their paws to figure out how to get their kibble. It mimics the process of foraging and hunting for food, which is incredibly enriching for them. They have to bat, nudge, and problem solve. It's like giving them a fun little Sudoku puzzle where the prize is food. There are tons of different types you can buy. From simple balls they have to roll around to more complex boards with sliders and compartments. Start with an easy one and gradually increase the difficulty as your cat gets the hang of it. This one simple change can alleviate so much boredom because it engages their mind during one of their favourite activities, eating. And you absolutely do not need to spend a lot of money on this. Cats, as we know, are often more interested in trash than expensive toys. You can create amazing DIY food puzzles with things you already have at home. Take an empty egg carton and drop a few pieces of kibble in each cup. Or get a small cardboard box, cut some random holes in it, toss the food inside and tape it shut. They'll have a blast sticking their paws in and fishing out the food. You can even just scatter their kibble around the room, hiding it in different spots, so they have to go on a hunt for their dinner. Anything that makes them think and move to get their food is a huge win. It slows down their eating, which is better for their digestion, and it provides a much-needed mental workout. It's one of the easiest and most effective ways to bust boredom. Solution number 3. Welcome to Cat TV. You need to enrich their environment. One of the best ways to do this is to give them a good view of the outside world. This is their version of primetime television. Set up a sturdy cat tree, a perch, or even just a comfy bed by a window. If you really want to give them the premium cable package, install a bird feeder or a bird bath right outside that window. This provides endless hours of entertainment. They can watch birds, squirrels, leaves blowing in the wind. It's a dynamic, ever-changing show that stimulates them visually without any risk. It allows them to chatter and practice their hunting skills from the safety of the living room. Just make sure the window is securely closed. This is passive entertainment that works even when you're not home, keeping their minds gently engaged throughout the day. And don't forget about their other senses, especially their incredible sense of smell. Visual stimulation is great, but cats experience the world largely through scent. You can make their indoor world more interesting by bringing the outside in. Bring home a new and interesting smell for them to investigate. It could be a crunchy leaf, a non-toxic twig, or a pine cone. Let them sniff and explore it, under supervision of course. You can also use things like catnip, silver vine, or valerian root to give them a safe and exciting sensory experience. Even just rotating different scented toys can keep things fresh. A Feliway diffuser can also help by mimicking calming feline pheromones, which can reduce stress and anxiety. Engaging their nose gives their brain a different kind of puzzle to solve and connects them to their wild instincts. Solution number 4. Create a skyscraper of joy. I'm talking about vertical space. In the cat world, height equals power and safety. Cats are naturally inclined to climb and observe their surroundings from a high vantage point. It allows them to survey their territory, spot potential threats, like the vacuum cleaner, and feel secure. If your cat's world is entirely on the floor, you're cutting their usable territory in half. Adding vertical space is like giving them a whole new room to explore. A tall cat tree with multiple levels, perches and hiding spots is the gold standard. But you can also install sturdy wall shelves, creating a cat highway around the room. This encourages them to climb, jump, and exercise, and it gives them a safe space to retreat to when they need some alone time. It's an investment, but it dramatically improves a cat's quality of life indoors. The psychological benefit of vertical space is huge. When a cat is up high, they can see everything that's happening without feeling vulnerable. This is especially important in multi-pet households, as it allows them to escape from a pestering dog or another cat. It establishes a sort of social hierarchy and can reduce conflicts. It gives them choices about where they want to be and how they want to interact with their environment. A cat that's stuck on the floor is a cat with limited options. A cat with access to shelves, countertops, and cat trees is a cat who is the king or queen of their castle. It builds their confidence and gives them a sense of control over their environment, which is a powerful antidote to the stress and boredom that comes from being stuck inside all day. It's one of the best things you can do for their mental health. And finally, solution number 5, the magic of a cardboard box. No, seriously. The solution is novelty and rotation. We all know the joke. You spend $100 on a fancy cat bed, and they play with the box it came in. The reason isn't that your cat has bad taste. It's because the box is new. Cats are hardwired to investigate new things in their territory. That novelty is incredibly stimulating, but after a few days, that super exciting new box just becomes part of the boring old furniture. The key here is to rotate their toys and their environment. Don't leave all of their toys out all the time. Keep a stash hidden away and swap them out every week. When you bring out a toy they haven't seen in a while, it's like it's brand new all over again. This simple trick keeps their playthings exciting without you having to constantly buy new stuff. This principle of novelty applies to everything. Leave a paper grocery bag on the floor for them to explore. Just make sure you cut the handles so they can't get their heads stuck. Bring in a new cardboard box from a delivery. Move a piece of furniture to a new spot. Even something as simple as putting a different blanket on their favourite chair can be enough to spark their curiosity and get them exploring. The goal is to make their environment slightly unpredictable in a safe and positive way. You're creating little puzzles and discoveries for them throughout the day. It doesn't have to be big, expensive, or complicated. Often, the simplest changes have the biggest impact on a bored cat. It's about keeping their curious little minds guessing, and as we all know, a curious cat is a happy cat. So, there you have it. That weird, destructive, or overly sleepy behaviour isn't your cat plotting world domination? Well, okay, maybe it is, but it's also a cry for help, a cry for a feather wand, a puzzle feeder, or just a good old-fashioned cardboard box. They may be tiny furry tyrants who demand breakfast at 4 a.m. and treat our clean laundry like their personal throne, but they rely on us to make their indoor world as exciting as the wild one they dream about. And let's be honest, we'd do anything for these purring little weirdos. If this video helped you decode your cat's strange habits, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more feline secrets, and share it with a friend whose couch is currently being used as a scratching post. It helps our channel more than you know. Now for the big question, what's the absolutely weirdest thing your bored cat has ever done? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to read the stories. Thanks for watching and give your cat a pet for me.